Hello, and thank you very much for the interview. We've also seen the presentation by Mike Bircher. What are the most amazing things or most impressive things for you in this presentation?
I think for me, one of them was definitely his coverage of the Berlin Wall. He told us that he had very little time and very little information or resources to put a significant autobiography together. So, but his coverage was still very impressive. It was still good for him to be there and to tell that story. Another is his rather compelling story about the terrorist attack that he survived. To tell that story, I think, to go through that again, to talk about that, would certainly keep me awake at night. So I think it's very brave and very compelling that he did that, and certainly something I greatly admired. And the final thing is his movie that he's making, or that he's made about American veterans. I think that's very compelling as well. I think it's a great testament to journalism if he can go from something like that to making a film to honour those who serve. So I think that was another really great thing that he talked about.
So what do you think about the information that is gathered by journalists, especially in war zones? Do you think is it important that they do this coverage, or is it not necessary?
Oh yeah, it's important. I don't think we could sleep without, we can't sleep at night knowing that, we're under threat or we're in some kind of danger. So to have war correspondents who are willing to, risk their lives essentially practically every day to cover that story even just a little bit is always very important. It's always important to know things. And so war correspondents always help.
What do you think about the coverage or the reports from war zones? Do you feel it's covered truthfully and entirely, or?
That's a difficult question. I think, I'm not really sure. I think it can be accurate, but sometimes it isn't, just for the sake of ratings. People want to see the violence. People want to see the war itself, and so media has the difficult job of trying to make us feel safe and praise those who serve in the military, but at the same time it needs these ratings, and so I think it's willing to do anything, in my personal opinion, to try and get those ratings. And sometimes it won't report the full story, not in its entirety, not accurately. Sometimes just try and pursue its own interests. So that's how I feel about it sometimes.
So this sounds kind of critical. What do you think about the correspondence itself? Is it a really brave job?
I still think it's a brave job. What they do going out there is a brave thing, and they do everything they can to get the story. They like I said, they put their lives at risk every day, but sometimes it's the editor who chooses what goes on television. It's the editor who chooses what gets printed in the newspaper, and so I think there's a big difference between those two.
Okay. Thank you very much for the interview.
You're welcome.